All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel. It is time for another video, so say hello to Ren and Stimpy and Powdered Toast Man, Log TV, and Choo Choo, and let's get started on the KnivesFAST channel. So it's time for my review of the WE Ignio, guys. This is a really interesting knife. It comes to me by way of White Mountain Knives. So check out Justin over there. I am an affiliate, and you get 10% off with code KnivesFAST at checkout, which this is the KnivesFAST channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and check me out over on Instagram. So really interesting knife. Now, this is the black stonewash CPM 20 CV blade, and the it's like two-tone, and the satin on the flats, black titanium handle. So very cool. Let's get this guy out here. Now, if you look, you've got this really distressed black wash on the handle, and I think that's awesome. When you mix it with this kind of bronze hardware, which, by the way, there's very little hardware, you're looking at a clamshell design, which is kind of what's really getting me on this one. It's just so thin and so well designed. Man, look at that. Dead centered, beautiful chamfering that creates, I mean, again, it is very contoured because of that. You have an inset back spacer that is created in the clamshell there. Very nice feeling. And then you have this extremely low profile titanium clip with the same finish. You got about that much sticking out of the pocket. It is not reversible. As you can see, it is a frame lock with a lock bar insert and over travel stop. Well, is it a lock bar? Yeah, lock bar insert and over travel stop. And there are your three lock bar recess cuts there. Very cool. It's a flipper knife and a hole knife. And as you can see, we have a really interesting blade. When I open it, you will see they call this guy a Wharnto. So it's a Wharncliffe and a Tonto mixed together is what they're saying. You do have very interesting chamfers on the end here as well, which are really cool looking. I think there's a lot of cool touches on this one. I'm trying to... by the way, these are available at White Mountain Knives. There are several versions of them. The designer is Tony Teitzel. I don't know which it is, Teitzel or Teitzel. But there are four or five versions. Let's see what we have here. We have a bronze titanium with an all-black blade for $289. We have a blue titanium with a stonewash blade for $289. We have this one for $289. There is a $614 one with Damasteel and black titanium. That one is sick looking. And then there's a plain tie one that is sold out. But these are available at White Mountain Knives, and you can get 10% off. You have this gorgeous looking black wash blade with satin flats here. I love that look. Now, there's your Wharncliffe, there's your Tanto, but in both cases you end up with a very straight edge and no real belly except right here at that transition. Now, you don't really have, you know, kind of a Tanto, a traditional Tanto tip there. It's kind of, you know, you could call it one edge. You do have a tip to kind of get down. You can put your finger here and cut. But man, it really nestles your thumb in the normal grip. There is sort of a choil here, but it's a little tight for my fingers. As you can see, I am way up near that tip of the choil, but it does provide a great sharpening choil. Now, this part is very hollow, and this part is flat. Very interesting. You can see I've been doing some cutting. Now, it is very thin, guys, as you can see. And my one complaint is going to be no real access to the lock bar, and there's really not even a super great chamfer there. There is a chamfer, but the good news is it's a long enough bar where you can just take your thumb. You have to dig down a little bit. It moves, and you can see it does sort of irritate your thumb after a few times of doing it. Good jimping on the flipper tab. You can see excellent detent, by the way. It is dialed for both opening methods. Really fantastic on that. Pops open. Now, it is on bearings, but you can see it is very smooth, not a dropper, just very hydraulic and smooth. 4-finger grip back here. Yeah, you feel the clip up barely because of this kind of chamfer to the clip right here, where it rises like this. It feels pretty good in the hand. I will say you do feel, you end up with a guard right here of the flipper tab, and you're kind of forced against that a little bit, at least with my hand size. And then a good place to lay your thumb, no jimping to speak of. You do have the designer's logo here. Is that it? Is that all that's on the blade? Yeah, that's pretty much, I think we have a steel mark there. Yep, 20 CV, CPM 20 CV. But a really interesting knife. Now, I've done some cutting with this, and I will tell you there's some interesting things to talk about. Now, it does have the utility tip, and it does cut well. But I have learned that the flat part is the money for cutting, and it cuts well, but starting a cut with the hollow part is interesting. It doesn't quite work as well as I would hope. I thought the hollow would just be butter. See, you see that? How it's just kind of pushing, and then you got to slice to get it to cut. So but the flat cuts like crazy. So really interesting knife. All right, well, I'm already running kind of behind here, so let's go into a couple of things here. Number one, here's our comparison with I can't put them backwards. The Rat 2 and the Rat 1 from Ontario Knife Company. You can see Rat 2 is a little smaller, Rat 1 is a lot larger. Also, this is a good way to show the thickness difference. You can see this guy is definitely thinner than the Rat 1. All right, and then let's talk speckaroonies. Oh, wait, I almost forgot some important stuff. Lockup is like 40, 35 or 40. No, I mean, it's like a bank vault, and great detent, and comes right out here to the end, and we are centered very nicely. And again, that detent is great. So my really one complaint is the lock bar access, and you guys know that's a thing for me. I don't care for knives that don't have good lock bar access, and I get it. They were trying to keep it very thin this way, not tall, and I get that, and that's important. And if you took a big chunk out here, it would be kind of odd with this shape. So I get it. I know why they did it. It's just not not great for me. 7.7 inches overall, 4.4 inches close, 3.3 inch blade length with a 0.13 stock, nice and thin, 20 CV steel. They call it a Wharnto blade shape. 58 to 60 is your 20 CV HRC. Black titanium handle, tip up clip, right carry only, 3.61 ounces. And again, designed by Tony Tietzel is what I'm going to go with. I don't know if that's right, wrong, or indifferent, but that's what I've got. So again, overall, a very nice knife, and I actually think the blade shape is great. I just don't completely understand why this hollow part is not quite as sharp as I would hope. Now, if you put your own edge on it, I think it would be fine, because it is very thin. It is a stout, a very thin hollow grind. And even you can see the tip narrows, and even the flat is very thin. So I think it just needs a honing or a sharpening or something. So very cool. Check it out at White Mountain. Do all the things: like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thank you for watching the KnivesFAST channel.